And it's now time for baseball action between Flatonia and Schulenburg being played in Schulenburg. Let's go to Schulenburg. Here's Gary Duchette.
Well, thank you, Mike, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sportsplex in Schulenburg. Happy to be back over here. We got a good matchup tonight, always a good combination. Schulenburg, the Shorthorns, are hosting the Flatonia Bulldogs, and the last time these guys played each other in the first go-round over in Schulenburg, or rather in Flatonia, the Bulldogs pulled one out 6-5, despite making 5 errors or 6 errors in that game. They managed to win it. And they are sitting in a good spot. They're 7-1 in the district. Shiner also with 1 loss. They're playing Weimer. That game's probably over there. Now, they played early. And then the Shorthorns now at 4-5, trying to break a little mini skid right now that they're on after losing to Shiner and Ganado. And Weimer and Schulenburg are fighting it out for that 4th and final playoff spot right now in the district. And again, this was also senior night, so they recognize the 6 seniors: Bryson Schromick, Aaron Janaszek, Tyson Wagner, Cooper Damel, Zane Brennick, and I think I got all of them. Let's see here. So that would have been the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 players. And one of the student managers was a senior. So that's all been taken care of. The umpires meeting at home plate. Now, this game was supposed to have been at 6 o'clock. No JV game, but there is a bit of an umpire situation where they're a little shorthanded. So the umpires that are here tonight called the Moulton game this afternoon, and they got over here from there, and basically they're doing a doubleheader in 2 different locations. Moulton was playing this afternoon, and they played, let's see here. Moulton was playing, they had Ganado on the schedule today, so they started early over there, and they got over here. Now they call this game tonight. So, again, there's about 4 or 5 games left in this district, depending on whether you have an open date stuck in there someplace. And again, Flatonia with 1 loss. Shiner's got 1 loss, but Shiner's played 1 more game to count up to this point in the standings. And the softball teams are playing behind me. And right now it is Flatonia leading Schulenburg 8-4. And that ball game is in looks like the top of the 4th inning, it looks like. Got a nice night tonight. No wind, clear skies, sunny conditions, and the temperature is really pretty good. So should be a good night for a ball game. The managers, Coach Isaiah Barrera for Schulenburg and Coach Sean Bruns for Flatonia now meeting at the plate with the 2 umpires for tonight's ball game. Schulenburg will be in the first base dugout wearing their white. Their pinstripe uniforms. The pinstripes are black with black letters and numbers outlined in orange. And the Flatonia Bulldogs are wearing the white pants tonight with the maroon jerseys, white numbers, and white lettering. And as soon as they turn down the concert that's going on in the background, it sounds like we'll give you the starting lineups here in just a moment. Folks still coming in. And we'll have a good crowd tonight here. We had a big crowd when these 2 played over in Flatonia here about, I guess that was close to 3 weeks ago now. All right, the Bulldogs tonight, again, 7-1 here in district play. They will start with their center fielder, Kason Perez. Batting second, the pitcher, Titan Targach. Yandel Manzano, the left fielder, will bat third. Hitting fourth is the designated hitter, Trip Bowling. Henry Vincic will bat fifth. He's the catcher. Hitting sixth at first base is Yudi Manzano. Batting seventh at second base, Nathan Aguilan. Batting eighth will be the shortstop, Blake Kessler. And batting ninth will be third baseman, Cullen Kutach. The right fielder tonight for Flatonia is Zayden Perez, and he's being hit for by Trip Bowling. And again, it'll be Perez in center, Targach pitching, Yandel Manzano in left, Bowling the DH, Vincent catching, Manzano at first, Aguilan at second, Kessler at short, Kutat's the third baseman. That's your 9 starting as far as for the night's ball game here in Schulenburg. And I'll give you the remainder of their roster tonight. The reserves for Flatonia include Beck Zimmerman, Wyatt Fisher, Eli Kubish, Kay Geezy, Ray Manzano. Also tonight, as far as one of the backups, we have Jalen Anderson, Daniel Ibarra, and Diego Ramirez. You're wondering about Beck Zimmerman's slight injury in practice, so he's not starting tonight in tonight's game. All right, for the Schulenburg Shorthorns tonight, they will start in left field, Connor Lesnowski. Bryson Schramek, the designated hitter, is going to bat second. Hitting third, the catcher, Jace Yonda. Batting fourth at shortstop is Reed Yonda. Aaron Janaszek, the center fielder, will be hitting fifth. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Tyson Wagner. Batting seventh at batting seventh at second base, Cooper Damel. Ian Reeves, the first baseman, is going to bat eighth. And Owen Brennick is on the mound tonight. He will bat ninth. The right fielder is Zane Brennick. And he'll be hit for by the DH, Bryson Schramek. So again, the hitting order for Schulenburg, Wisnowski in left, Schramek the DH, Jace Yonda catching, Reed Yonda at short, Janaszek in center, Wagner at third, Damel at second, Reeves at first, and Brennick is on the mound. Their subs include Eli Blanchett, Brant Redmond, Nick Good, and Landon Connor. The head coach, of course, is Isaiah Barrera. All righty, we'll take a break, and we'll be back to get our ball game underway here in about 90 seconds.
The Flatonia National Bank, a branch of the First National Bank of Shiner, is your hometown bank offering traditional banking that is here to stay. Being a community bank means supporting local schools, churches, and nonprofit organizations so that we can build a better community together. So please join Flatonia National Bank in supporting our local youth at today's game. Please visit Flatonia National Bank in person or online at fnbshiner.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Willie Joe's Processing is a true full-service butcher shop with daily fresh-cut meat. They offer custom processing that includes deer, beef, and pork. For gift giving, Willie Joe's has gift packs that include jerky, a variety of sausage and dried sausage, plus tenderloins. It's a meat lover's heaven. Willie Joe's Processing, 2218 Krisky Road in High Hill. Their number is 561-8272. Willie Joe's Processing happened to be a part of today's broadcast supporting Schulenburg Athletics.
Holub Real Estate, serving Central Texas and beyond for over 20 years, is a full-service real estate brokerage with offices in New Braunfels, Hallettsville, and Flatonia, specializing in farm and ranch, residential and commercial. Their customer service and sales results will meet or exceed your expectations. Stop by their Flatonia office at 205 West South Main Street to see Bernadine Kiner or call her at 361-772-5105. For information on their listing and their company, visit holubrealestate.com.
And this is KBUK LaGrange.
All right, welcome back. About ready to get underway here. I can say it's just an outstanding night for a ball game here in Schulenburg this evening. And again on the mound will be Owen Brennick. His catcher is Jace Yonda. Ian Reeves is the first baseman. Cooper Damel at second. Tyson Wagner at third. Reed Yonda is at short. Connor Lesnowski is the left fielder. Aaron Janaszek at center. And Zane Brennick is in right field. And the first three hitters for the Bulldogs, Perez, Targach, and Manzano. First base coach for Flatonia, longtime coach Mark Meagle. Coach Sean Bruins will be at third. The other combinations, again, Weimer and Shiner played this afternoon, and we heard the Moulton game a while ago with the Ganado Indians and the Fayetteville Lions in this district taking on a home school, the Tomball tonight. And generally, those home schools can be pretty good teams. They're playing the Tomball Kings. The Leopards in baseball are hosting Navasota. That game is getting underway. Smithfield is at Belleville, Giddings and Caldwell. Columbus and Hallisville meet in their district tonight. That's two of the top teams in 25 3A. It's going to be a bit of an issue for the outfielders, especially in center and left field, and the infielders on that side as well. Leading off for Flatonia, number 4, Jason Perez. All right, Jason Perez will step up, and we are about ready to go. Glad you folks are with us tonight on Friday. When Brennick ready, the right-hander. And first pitch of our ball game is going to be hit in the center, shallow fly ball. Janusek coming on, but he'll get there in plenty of time, and one pitch and one out for Owen Brennick as he gets Perez to fly to medium center field. All right, Titan Targots, tonight's pitcher, will step up. First baseman Ian Reeves played fairly deep over there. The outfielders are all backing up, especially Zane Brennick in right field. Targot's a good player. All right, Brennick ready, and the first pitch to him, curveball, that drops low for ball. Yandel Manzano is on deck. See, we got our crowd out beyond the right field fence tonight again on the trucks. Another breaking ball catches the outside corner, a little backdoor curve, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. All right, Brennick looking in, and the 1-1 pitch to Targots, another breaker, but that stayed way out there, didn't do much of anything, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Tyson Wagner at third base, way off the bag, even with it, but he's way off the line. All right, 2-1 to Targots, and he swings and lifts one foul. That make it into the softball field behind us. The right field line for baseball, or for softball rather, and the left field line for baseball are more or less parallel with the seating between it and the sidewalk out toward the parking lot. All right, 2-2. And the pitch to Titan, breaking ball, he yanks that one foul into the screen off the first base side, and we'll do it again. .370 to straightaway center, big green monster. Good back hitting eye out in center. .315 down the lines, and the power alleys are more or less the power alleys .360. The scoreboard's out in right center. All right, Brennick ready. 2-2 again to Targots. That fastball sails high, way out of the strike zone, and now it's the full count. Janusek straightaway center, about as straightaway as you can get. 3-2, curveball, and that's ripped in the right base hit. You just can't make a mistake against him, and it stayed up, and he just swung it and just drove it right into to right between Reeves and Damel, and there's the first base runner of the ball game. Solid single for Titan Targots. All right, Yandel Manzano, left fielder, right-handed batter, will step in. All right, Yandel ready to go. And he swings real late, and it's a high fastball and fouled it off the screen by the first base dugout. If you remember back when these two played in Flatonia, Yondell came into the game late and wound up getting the game-winning hit. The bottom of the seventh. All right, Brennan stretches, Targots goes. There's a swing and a foul. And kind of a late swing there by Manzano, fouled it off. And it's a two-strike count now to Yondell Manzano. Targots back to first. One out. A runner on here for Flatonia. Trip Bowling, the DH, is the on-deck man. Manzano chokes up a little bit on the bat in the pitch. Laid off the high fastball there from Brennick, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Well, we just have virtually no breeze at all down here ground level. Pretty good lead by Titan at first. Brennick stretches, Titan goes, and the swing and a miss, strike 3. There goes the throw down. It's going to be late and high. It sailed on Yonda. Really didn't have much of a shot at him. It's a stolen base for Targots. Puts a runner in scoring position, but there are 2 outs as Manzano went down swinging. So here's Trip Bowling. Stocky built DH, right-handed batter. So runner in scoring position for the Bulldogs. Crowd's telling them where to hit it. Middle infielders trying to keep Targots close. Both of them are kind of jockeying for position. Brennick makes the pitch to the plate and swung on and lifted foul down the right field line out of play. And Brennick gets ahead, 1 strike. Wagner now playing behind the bag at third with his right-handed batter up. 2 outs in the inning, kind of protecting the line a little bit. Yonda jostling for position behind Targots. The pitch comes to the plate, and it bounces in there, and it gets away from Yonda. He can't find it, and over the third goes Targots. That'll be a wild pitch. That ball bounced in there, and Yonda backhanded it, but he didn't know where it went. And he just went up the first baseline a little bit. So Targots at third with an opportunity now with a 1-1 count on Trip Bowling, the DH cleanup hitter. Brennick stretches, and the pitch, curveball, that drops down low and away for ball. So 2-1 now to Bowling. All right, Bowling ready, and the pitch comes in, and he swings late at a high fastball. That was a bit of an afterthought there, and that one was well out of the strike zone. It looked like a beach ball coming up there, so he took a hack at it and missed it. 2-2 now. And if you're Brennick, you may throw one up there again, maybe higher. All right, Brennick's 2-2 pitch, swinging a ball hit toward the middle. Over is Damel, the second baseman, a long throw, and he had the luxury of the DH running down the line, and he throws him out by a step, and Flatonia held off the board here in the first inning. Good play there by Cooper Damel over to Ian Reeves. So for the Bulldogs, no runs on a hit, no errors, a runner left, half an inning. Flatonia, nothing. Shorthorns are coming to bat. We'll have more baseball for you here from Schulenburg in 60 seconds.
Get your propane delivered on time, every time from Tex Propane, headquartered in Schulenburg, plus locations in Bastrop and Moulton. They offer a variety of tank sizes, delivery options, tank monitoring, and easy online bill pay. Tex Propane has spent decades helping residential and business customers solve their propane needs, serving Bastrop, Fayette, Lavaca, and Gonzales counties. Call 800-343-7065 or 743-3351. Family owned and operated since 1965.
J. Barbie Foods has production plants in Welder and Weimar. They offer quality sausage and specialty meat products for retail and food service operations. To learn more, visit their website, jbfoods.com. That's J. Barbie Foods, proudly serving the area since 1959. Family owned and operated by the Janechka family. And J. Barbie Foods is a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Good luck to the Flatonia Bulldogs baseball team in today's game.
All righty, on the mound for the Bulldogs tonight, Titan Targots. The left-hander, his catcher tonight, Henry Vincic. Udi Manzano will be at first. Nathan Aguilar at second. Blake Kessler at short. Cullen Kutas is your third baseman for Flatonia. Yandel Manzano in left. Kason Perez in center. And Zayden Perez is the right fielder. First three hitters for the Shorthorns, Lisnowski, Schwamik, and Yanda. Bulldogs got Targosh to third base, but that's where he was stranded. As we move into the home half of the first inning. Softball game behind me has still Flatonia leading Schulenburg 8-4. And they're still in the fourth inning. Next week is a little different. It is Easter week. So we'll have ball games. Well, actually, we'll have ball games Monday if everything goes like I think it's going to go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Of course, Good Friday is next week. There's no school, but the UIL did schedule the regional track meets to start on Friday. That'll be next Friday and Saturday. All right, Connor Lesnowski, left fielder for the Shorthorns, will lead it off, facing Targoch. Strikeout pitcher, gets a lot of strikeouts, got a good curveball, and that fastball's not bad either, and that's right in there for a strike. All right, Targoch looks in, and the 0-1 pitch to Lesnowski. There's a swing and a little fly ball down the right field line, moving over Zayden Perez, and he'll make the play a couple of steps in fair territory. A very lazy fly ball, and there's one out. All right, there's Bryson Schwamik, tonight's designated hitter for Schulenburg. He's one of the seniors, a right-hand batter. Takes one low for ball. Back into the batter's box. Cullen Kutoch is on the grass at third. Everybody else playing back. Targoch generally pitches. The outfielders play to the opposite field, and it took a little off that fastball. Schwamik way out in front, and it is a 1-1 count. A lot of room in right and left center. Yandel Manzano not deep and left. There's a swing and a line drive. A couple of hops, and it got through Aguilar at second base on a couple of hops, and that's an E4 and a base runner for Schulenburg. And Schramek reaches. Well, that's interesting. A little music there. The infielder boots one, and they play hot potato. All right, here is Jace Yonda. Shorthorn catcher comes up with a runner on and one out after the error. Targosh will work from the stretch now. Manzano sort of holding on the runner at first, and there's a fastball that misses. Oh, you got the outside corner. It sure did. That's a call strike to Jace Yonda. Manzano at first is sort of holding him. He's a couple of steps off the bag. And Schramek is a couple of steps further out away from him, and there's a pitch that stays upstairs for ball, and it's a ball and a strike here to Jace Yonda. Hits third for the Shorthorns. Isaiah Barrera coaching at third base. Marty Bigham at first. Targosh from the stretch takes the runner, the pitch to the plate. That's a pop-up on the infield. Who's going to make the call here on the right side? And Nathan Aguilar makes the play, but boy, he almost lost that one. He had to make a quick move behind him to haul that one in, and I don't know if he lost it in the sun or not, but he stayed with it and made the play. All right, here's Reed Yonda, the shortstop, one of the golfers, and of course there's several players on this baseball team that are part of Schulenburg's golf team that are going to the regional in Corpus Wednesday and Thursday. Strike call, breaking pitch down at the knees, good pitch from Targosh there, and he gets ahead, one strike. Runner still at first with two outs now, and now Yonda asks for time, and he's granted, and he steps out. All right, Targosh back on the rubber now, ready to go. The stretch in the pitch, and there's a good one right there above the knees for a call strike, and it's 0-2. Go-to pitch. Good pitch there. Fastball caught, throws him on the outside corner above the knees, and that's strike three, and that'll do it here for the Shorthorns. No runs, no hits, an error, a runner left. We played one. Nothing doing either way here between the Bulldogs and the Shorthorns. Back to the Sportsplex right after this here on KVUK.
Hey everyone, this is Travis Vonashek with Chuck Brown Ford. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, let our family help yours get the one you've always dreamed of. With new inventory arriving daily, our friendly and experienced sales staff will make your next buying experience easy and enjoyable with our pressure-free environment. We offer a wide variety of financing options as well that will save you money. Give us a call at 979-743-4111 or visit us online at chuckbrownford.com. Come on in. The coffee is on us at Chuck Brown Ford, located at 315 East I-10 Frontage Road in Schulenburg, where our reputation is your guarantee.
Thinking of building a new home? Call Don Mikulinka Custom Builder Incorporated at 361-865-9217. No matter what size of home, they're ready to make your home building experience a pleasant one. Contact Don Mikulinka Custom Builder Incorporated, 361-865-9217. Let them help you make your dream home come true. Owners Don and Beverly are proud to support the Flatonia Bulldogs athletic teams and are a sponsor of this broadcast. Good luck in today's baseball game.
All right, we go to the top of the second. Bulldogs will send up Vincent, Manzano, and Aguilar. In a scoreless ball game, each team had a base runner in the first inning, but that was nothing developed after that. Henry Vincent, the catcher, will lead it off. All right, Vincent steps in against Brennick, and the first pitch is an off-speed pitch that misses outside for ball. Infielders back all the way around again. Wagner well off the line. And there's a bouncer over the mound, and that'll get into center field for a base hit. Seeing eye single straight up the middle for Henry Vincent. And there's the second hit of the game for the Bulldogs as they get their leadoff man on here in the second inning. And we'll get a courtesy runner over at first base for Henry. He's the catcher. Diego Ramirez running at first as the courtesy for Henry Vincent. All right, Udi Manzano, the first baseman, will step in. Manzano, a right-handed batter, not a decent lead by Ramirez, being held over there by Reeves, and he does try to bunt one up the first baseline, but pushes it foul toward the dugout for strike one. Got to get the bat out in front of the plate. So one strike here to Udi Manzano. All right, Brennick from the stretch. The runner goes. Manzano takes a curveball up a little high to throw to second. It's going to be late. That's a stolen base. So Manzano now with an even count, 1-1, but a runner in scoring position for Flatonia as Diego. I think I said Vincent. That's Diego Ramirez, the courtesy runner running. Picks up the stolen base. So Brennick now works with a man on at second behind him with no outs. A 1-1 count to Udi Manzano. Stretch and pitch, and he swings and chops one foul right back here toward my spot here. We're looking more or less down toward the right field corner. All right, a 1-2 count now coming to Manzano. Reed Yonda in behind the runner there, and there's a swing and a miss. A good pitch there by Brennick. A breaking pitch off the plate, had him way out in front. That's the first out of the inning. Second strikeout for Brennick. All right, Nathan Aguilar, the second baseman. It's seventh tonight. Right-handed batter steps in. Brennick checks the runner, the stretch and pitch, and there's a dribbler up the third base side toward the dugout, foul. And Brennick gets ahead 0-1. All right, a one-strike count to Aguilar. Got a runner at second. One gone. Scoreless game, top of the second. Brennick ready in the pitch. That's a good fastball there right under his hands, right at above the knees for a call strike. 0-2. Good pitch. Diego Ramirez, not a big lead at second. The 0-2 pitch, and that fastball is upstairs. Aguilar laid off of it. Shiner defeated Weimar today 5-1. They played late afternoon All right, a 1-2 pitch coming to Aguilon. And he swings and fouls with one out of play. Went after that high fastball. So the Comanches pick up another district win. They still only have one loss. Weimar drops to 4-5. And the Comanches are now 9-1. So Flatonia trying to get a win here to kind of stay with the Comanches. All right, 1-2 pitch coming to Aguilon. Here it comes from Brennick. That's a breaking ball in the dirt, and a good stop by Jay Shonda, the catcher there. And they go into the left-handed batter's box to knock that one down. All right, 2-2 coming. Blake Kessler is up next. Flatonia with one out. And that one sweeps low and outside for ball, and now it's a 3-2 count here to Aguilon. Diego Ramirez gets his lead from second. Not a big lead again. Here comes the 3-2 to Aguilon, and he gets one up the middle, and another, good diving stop by Damo. He'll make a late throw to first, but it's an infield hit. It's going to third and stopping there, Diego Ramirez. But Damo that saved a run, at least momentarily, because if that ball does get into the outfield, Ramirez probably scores. Good diving stop. Kept it in the infield. It's a hit, but it, at least for the moment, prevented the run from scoring. Flatonia's gone up the middle a couple of times tonight. That is their third hit, and here is Blake Kessler, the shortstop. So let's see what Flatonia does with Aguilon at first with the runner at third. Rennick will stretch. The runner from first goes. There's the throw down. They throw through, but the ball gets through the infielders in the center field, and it's trotting home from third base, Diego Ramirez, and he wasn't going anywhere until the ball went into the outfield. So a stolen base for Aguilon, and the E2 gets Ramirez home on the throw that goes in the center. And the Bulldogs take a 1-0 lead. Kessler with a 1-ball count. Granny ready to pitch to Kessler. That ball is bounced. It is knocked down on the backhand side by Wagner, but he'll have no play. Coming to third base, Aguilon, and Kessler reaches. That's a tough one to call there. And Marty Bigham's coming out to talk to his pitcher. Be curious to see how they score that. I'm going to say a base hit, at least until I hear otherwise on that one. So Flatonia, all the balls that they, for the most part, have been hit on the ground. I mean, the base hit by Vincic was up the middle on the ground. The base hit by Aguilon was up the middle on the ground, and that one pulled between Wagner and the third base line. He backhanded it on a hop and tried to knocked it down. So they're hitting the ball on the ground, but they're finding spots. Cullen Kutosh will come up. 1,600-meter man and a 3,200-meter man going to the regional track meet in those events late next week down in Kingsville, of all places. All right, Kutosh steps up with a runner at first and third. Rennick ready. The runner from first goes. The pitch is a sweeping curveball that's way outside and just trotting into second base. Kutosh there. I don't think they'd have thrown it, but check the softball score here in a minute here again. The last we looked, it was 8-4, Flatonia. All right, the infield in on the edge of the grass now for Schulenburg with the runners at second and third and one out. And with the Targosh pitching, runs can be tough to come by, so they don't want to give too many away here. And there's a fastball right there on the outside half for a strike to Kutach. Top of the order, Kason Perez will be next. All right, Brennick checks both runners from the stretch. The pitch in, that's low and in. Off-speed pitch to Kutach, and he gets ahead 2 balls and a strike. It's 35 pitches so far for Brennick. All right, Brennick stretches, pitch to Kutach. Another one drops low and inside. And he gets ahead 3-1. First base is open, but again, you got the top of the order next here for the Bulldogs. They need a win to stay pace with the Comanches, who defeated Weimar 5-1. All right, 3-1, swing and a miss. Same pitch, inside part of the play, but that one right above the knees, and it kind of tied him up, and now it's the full count. Aguilar at third, Kessler at second. With 1 out, drawn in infield, so a hard ground ball can get through a little easier. And the 3-2 pitch, and that bounced in for ball, and the bases are loaded. And that'll get the Bulldogs back to the top of the order for Kason Perez. All right, Aguilar, Kessler, and Kutach the base runners. Flatonia with a 1-run lead can have a big inning here with a hit or two here. There's only 1 out. Brennick's pitch, then he swings a little bit late at a high fastball that was right above the letter. That was kind of an afterthought swing there, and it's 1 strike. For some reason, they're having a hard time catching up with that high one. It's not overpowering, but it's not getting a good look at it. Right, the 0-1. There's a curveball that stays up, and it's a ball and a strike. Middle infielders are playing back now for Schulenburg with the bases loaded. They get something hard. They may try to flip one in the double play in the middle there. The corners are on the edge of the grass. All right, Brennick works from the windup. The 1-1. There's a grounder back to Brennick. He'll come home for the force out there, but there'll be no throw from Yonda down to first. But they get the runner at the plate as Perez hits one fairly sharp, but right back up the middle. At the fielder's choice for Perez, and Aguilar forced at the plate on a 1-2 putout for the second out. Kessler the third, Kutach the second, and now as Titan Targotz comes up, and with base runner, you can't walk him. The bases are loaded. He had a solid single to right his first time. Brennick will go out of the windup again. Kind of a key at bat early here. The pitch, and he hits one sharply in the center. Fastball, ripped it in the center on a line. Kessler scores. Coming around third is Kutach. He's in there, and the throw goes to third. Trying to get Perez going first to third, but it's late, and Targotz will stop at first with a 2-run solid single to center. And the Bulldogs take a 3-0 lead. First fastball he saw, he took a hack at it. So runners on the corners again for Schulenburg, and here's Yandel Manzano, the 8th batter of the inning. Well, let's see if Targotz is running with the runner over at third. Brennick stretches, Targotz goes, and Manzano just takes one right down the middle for a strike as Targotz just drops into second. Bulldogs can put a little bit of a gap between them and the Horns here if they convert with 2 outs here. Curveball is hit on the ground deep in the hole. It's going to be a long throw for Reed Yonda, and it's right on target, and they get him. Good play there by Yonda. On the ball hit deep in the hole, and Flatonia held the 3 runs. Good play there by Yonda to get Manzano. Flatonia, though, sends 8 to the plate here in the second, scoring 3 times on 4 hits. There was an error and 2 left. We have played an inning and a half. Bulldogs have the early lead now, 3-0 over the Shorthorns. We'll be back after this.
At Fayetteville Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your friends and neighbors. With personalized service, competitive rates, and local expertise, we're here to help you reach your financial goals. Whether it's a home loan, business support, or everyday banking, we've got you covered. Fayetteville Bank, where relationships matter. Visit us today in Fayetteville, LaGrange, or Schulenburg and experience banking with a personal touch. Trust local, bank local. Fayetteville Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Novak & Company in Schulenburg is ready to help you during the current tax season. They can also assist you with all of your bookkeeping needs. Call Novak & Company at 979-743-3213 to schedule your appointment. Find out how they can help you with your taxes and bookkeeping needs. Novak & Company, they support the youth of the area. They support the Lady Horns and Shorthorns, and wishing them good luck in tonight's game. Novak & Company, 720 Lyons Avenue in Schulenburg.
All right, we go to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Janaszek, Wagner, and Dalo. As Flatonia now with a 3-0 lead, putting that 3 spot up in the top of this inning. Titan Targots accounting for the runs with a 2-run single, back out on the mound. Picked up a strikeout in the first inning. One of the better nights we've had to watch a ball game weather-wise. They finally listened to me when I asked for good weather. Upper 70, 78 or so. Not a cloud in the sky that I can see. All right, Aaron Janaszek, the center fielder, will step in. Big, tall, right-handed batter. Targots' first pitch. Fastball at the knees for a strike call. All right, the 0-1. Another fastball, but that sails out off the plate outside for ball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Targots not wasting any time. Here comes the 1-1, and that fastball gets into that inside corner at the knees, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Right, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Kind of overpowered him there with the fastball up and away from him for strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning. Second K of the night for Titan, and it'll bring up Tyson Wagner, the third baseman. Right-handed batter steps up. And Targots' first pitch. That one sails away over everybody. That one got away from him. Fastball, and it's ball 1. Looks like the softball game blown open now by the Lady Bulldogs. Looks like it's 16-4 behind me. There's a fastball, and he gets the knees again, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Infielders back up the middle. Pretty much back all the way around. There's a fastball. Just overmatched him there a little bit late, swing and a miss by Wagner. Schulenburg so far cannot catch up with the good fastball from Targots so far tonight. Now he may drop that curveball in there. The 1-2, up fastball, but it sailed up and away for ball, and it's 2-2. Right, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. High fastball again. It's a hard one to catch up to where it's up there, and that's 3 consecutive Ks for Titan now. And he faces Cooper Damo, the second baseman. All right, Damo steps up. That fastball is upstairs for ball. All right, the 1-0. Fastball, that's swung on a little bit late. He fouled that one off the handle toward the first base dugout. He and Reeves was kind of bailing out of the on-deck circle there when that one came bouncing by him. All right, 1-1 to Damel. Here it comes. Fastball. Well, they're chasing that high one and coming up empty, and it's 1-2. All right, the 1-2. Well, that's right through there. Call strike 3, and Damon knew it. And Targot's a very efficient inning. Strikes out the side. That's 4 in a row for him as the Shorthorns go very quiet here in the second inning. Bulldogs lead this one after 2 complete. It is 3-0 for Flatonia. We'll be back with more here from the Sportsplex in Schulenburg after this.
Hello, farmers and ranchers. This is Ron Beck Jr. with Flatonia Livestock Commission Company. Sale every Monday starting at 11:30 a.m. We, the Ronnie Beck family, have been serving Fayette County and the surrounding area for over 40 years, and we take pride in serving you. Selling your livestock is our business. We receive livestock 7 days a week. Our receiving pen is conveniently located here in LaGrange by the River Bridge at the old LaGrange Livestock. Come by and see us. For all your hauling needs, call me at 361-772-4806 or Chris Bombach, 512-304-8688 or Charles Zapalak, 979-702-0311. We also have receiving pens in Ellinger and Bernardo. We would like to thank all our customers for your continued business.
And Flatonia Livestock Commission Company is a proud sponsor of this broadcast, wishing the Bulldogs the best of luck in the baseball season. And a special recognition to Beck Zimmerman.
All right, we go to the third inning here at the Sportsplex in Schulenburg. Great night for a ball game. And it'll be Bowling, Vincic, and Manzano facing Schulenburg starter Owen Brennick, who got touched up for 3 runs in the second inning on 4 hits. The big shot, the 2-run single by Titan Targach. All right, Bowling will step up. He bounced out to second back in the first inning. Right-handed batter. And Brennick ready to go in the pitch to Bowling, and that comes up and in on him, and Bowling kind of spins away from that one for ball 1. The 1-0. Fastball, that one's upstairs, and it's 2 balls and it's no strikes. Sun pretty much out of the picture now as far as anybody having issues with it. All right, Brennick with the windup to 2-0. Oh, good pitch there. A breaking ball in the corner for a strike, and it's 2-1. All right, 2-1. Swinging a ball lifted in the air, foul. That'll be over the first base dugout to one of those other fields that are here at the Sportsplex, back off to the west. So Brennick now with a 2-2 count to Trip Bowling. He'll be followed by Henry Vincic. Pitch to Bowling, curveball. He's waited on it and fouled it off, and fouled it off, almost in the same spot over the first base dugout. Outfielder straight away. Bowling again kind of rests that bat on his shoulder, and then he gets it ready when the pitch is in the windup, and he does that. He lines one into right field for a base hit just out of the reach of a leaping Cooper Dame. He tried to time that jump as well good as he could. He's not real tall, and he almost pulled it in, but it's a base hit for Bowling to start the third inning for the Bulldogs. That would have been a heck of a play if he hauls that one in. All right, Henry Vincic had a base hit in the second, scored the first run for Flatonia. So Bowling will get his lead away from Reeves as Brennick goes into the stretch. Vincic squares around and fouls the bunt off back into the screen for strike one. Flatonia trying to play add-on here. When you got a guy like Targach on the mound, you figure you probably don't need a bunch of runs to win. You just add one here and there, so you can try to move the runner up. All right, Vincic squared around and pulled the bat back on that one. It took a high fastball, and it's a ball and a strike. Again, Shiner defeated Weimar this afternoon 5-1 in their game. All right, Vincic squares again, pulls it back, and takes a cut at that one and missed it. And he falls behind 1-2. Bowling with his lead away from Reeves at first. Not really a threat to run there. The 1-2 pitch to Vincic. Swing, and he foul tips that one into the mid of Jace Yonda, and that's a strikeout. So one gone. Third strikeout for Brennick, and he will face UD Manzano. Manzano, a strikeout victim his first time. Wagner on the grass at third. Stretch and pitch, and Manzano takes a high fastball for ball one. Stretch and pitch to Manzano. Lifts one up in the air. That'll be foul over the first base dugout out of play. So 1 ball, 1 strike count here to UD Manzano. Leopards are playing at home tonight against Navasota. They'll be at Navasota Tuesday. The plan is to be up there too. All right, 1-1, 1 out. Pitch to Manzano. It's another one foul out of play. There's a lot of foul balls heading over there toward that other field here over the first base dugout. Aguilon waits on deck. The 1-2 count coming to Manzano. The runner goes, and it's a high fastball, and the slide, and Bowling is in there with a stolen base. All right, I will say this. Who would have thought that? Here Bowling swipes second. So a runner in scoring position for Manzano with a 2-2 count. That is 58 pitches already for Brennick. And we're still in the third inning with only 1 out. All right, Brennick takes a look at the runner behind him. Stretch and pitch. Swinging the ball hit out towards center. Coming on Janaszek. He's there to make the play. Back to second goes Bowling. Good, nice play out in center field by Aaron Janaszek. Line drive that wasn't hit real deep. came up in a hurry and made the play. So 2 gone, and here's Nathan Aguilon coming up. That runner still at second. Aguilon had a base hit in the first inning. Excuse me, back in the second inning, I should say. Stole second, and then was forced at the plate on a bases-loaded grounder back to the mound. And the pitch, curveball, catches the corner below the belt for strike one. Rennick takes a peek back at Bowling. Pretty good lead back there at second. Pitch comes to the plate, though, and it's up and in to Aguilon, and it's a 1-1 count. Got a score from Richard Shockrow. Texas and Kentucky in baseball are 2-2 in the seventh at Kentucky. I'm assuming he's watching and listening at the same time. He can do 2 things at once. At the 1-1, swinging. Aguilon flares one down the right field line, but it'll slice foul for strike 2. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, now he just changed it, and now Kentucky leads 2-1. So maybe Richard's having too much iced tea tonight. All right, a ball and 2 strikes here to Aguilon. Runner second, 2 outs. Rennick stretches, takes the runner. Pitch comes home, and a curveball is chopped slowly towards short. Yonda charges, and I think it got the umpire. I think it hit the umpire, and that's in play. And that's ruled or Yonda was coming up from behind him, and Yonda, they were kind of right there together, and Yonda may have just may have not just misplayed it. Either way, there's runners at first and third. And here's Blake Kessler coming to the plate. And that might be more feasible that Yonda was charging that ball and this didn't field it cleanly. If that's the case, it's going to be a hit anyway, because I don't think they'd have had a chance of throwing Aguilon out. Kessler squares around the bunt, takes it for a strike. The runner, and they go on that straight steal. And just a safe call at second base on Aguilon, and Flatonia just pulled off the double steal with Bowling scoring from third. The throw was there, but I think the base umpire is saying that Yonda may have tagged the dirt and not the sky sliding by. So it's a stolen base for Aguilon, and the Bulldogs steal a run on the old first and third double steal. That makes it a 4-0 ball game. Kessler at the plate now with the runner at second, and a 1-strike count on him. All right, the 0-1. There's a good pitch. It's just a little bit outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. All right, the 1-1. Fastball misses upstairs to Kessler. Gets the hit 2-1 with the runner at second. Kessler had a hit his first time up. Aguilon at second. 2-1 pitch. Good pitch there, inside corner for a call strike, and it evens it up at 2-2. Seven hits for Flatonia. The runner breaks for third. The pitch is lined deep into the hole. It's a one-hopper to Yonda. A long throw, but it's short. Hops, Reeves, and he can't haul it in, and the run scores. That would have been another great play by Yonda, but this didn't quite have enough to get the ball on the fly to Reeves, and it short hopped him, and he couldn't hang on to it. It's going to be an infield hit, and the Bulldogs take a 5-0 lead. That was a long throw from the hole, and now we got a visit behind the mound with the infielders for Schulenburg.
KBUK.
It's an all-players meeting.
KBUK in the green.
Josh is going to be the batter. 68 pitches are ready for Brennick, and he hasn't gotten out of the third inning. Bulldogs are getting a lot of guys up to the plate, but they're also getting pitches deep into the count. So Kessler at first. It's a little bouncer, and it gets by Brennick, the pitcher. Yonda charges, and he'll have no play there, and that's an infield hit ball. And it's going good. It's going good. Little bouncer on the left side of the mound, and it just bounced underneath Brennick, and it wasn't hit very hard. I mean, when it's your night for Flatonia. Some of these balls that are nearly great plays that are turning into hits. So Kutosh will get an infield single, Kessler to second, and they flip the batting order back to the top to Case and Perez with a 5-0 lead now here in the top of the third inning. Pitch to Perez, and that's a fastball that's upstairs for ball. Perez is flied out and reached on a fielder's choice. And not holding the runner at first, so Kutat's getting a pretty good lead over there. Stretch and pitch, and there's a swing and a miss. And Perez a little late on that one, and it's 1-1. The runner from second breaks for third, and Perez chops one toward the third base dugout foul. Boy, Flatonia's taking some liberties here, and they're running the bases tonight. Cooper Damon, the second baseman, now fudging a little bit toward the bag, is Yonda trying to keep Kessler close. They're not holding Kutosh. He has a big lead at first. The 1-2 pitch to the plate, and there's a ball hit toward Damon at second. He's up with that one, gets it over the first, and that will do it for the Bulldogs here in the third inning. But they add on a couple of more runs. A couple of balls that weren't hit overly hard, but in the right place. 2 runs on 4 hits, a lot of infield hits. There was no errors and 2 left. We're going to the bottom of the third. Bulldogs now have a 5-0 lead over the Shorthorns. We'll be back after this.
Balcones Minerals has been keeping surfaces dry, clean, and safe since 1961 with high-quality, environmentally safe, absorbent clay products and minerals. They also offer competitive pricing and convenient packaging on orders. They're located at 323 Balcones Lane in Flatonia. Call 361-865-3544 with any questions. And Balcones Minerals is proud to support the Flatonia athletic teams. Good luck to the Flatonia Bulldogs in the baseball season.
When it comes to plumbing, have faith in your plumber. Faith Family Plumbing Company in Schulenburg, your expert home service company. They're loyal, honest, and local. They'll take care of all of your plumbing needs. Eddie and Amy Faith, the owners. Give them a call at 979-716-0534. TXRMP 44066. Faith Family Plumbing Company in Schulenburg, supporting Shorthorn and Ladyhorn athletics.
And this is KBUK LaGrange.
All right, here we go to the home half of the third. For Schulenburg, they will send up Reeves, Brennick, and back to the top of the order for Connor Lesnowski. Targach with 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. He's only thrown 24 pitches. Has not allowed a hit through the first 2. Platonia's hit some balls in the right spot tonight so far for them. Softball game is over. The Lady Bulldogs beating the Lady Horns. So Ian Reeves will start at the first baseman. First pitch in to Reeves, misses for ball. There's a strike call, and it's a ball and a strike as Targach comes back to even up the count. Again, they play all these right-handed hitters to the opposite field. Fastball, boy, he's just burning it off at the knees, and it's 1-2. A lot of room in left center for these right-handed batters. And the left fielder for Flatonia, Yandale Mazzano, is not deep, and there's a swing and a miss. Takes the high fastball, and Targach has struck out 5 in a row now. All right, Brennick, Owen Brennick, the pitcher, number 9 batter, will step in. Got a nice moon above the left field fence back to the east. It's rather high, but it's a good full moon tonight. Fastball right there above the belt for a strike. All right, the 0-1, that fastball sailed up and away from Brennick for ball, and it's 1-1. LaGrange leads. There's a high pop-up. That'll be out of play. Leopard baseball leads Navasota 6-1 in the 4th inning. That's in LaGrange. So a 6-1 lead for the Leps. All right, Brennick down in the count, 1-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Takes that fastball. They're chasing that one up and away a little bit. They just can't get to it. So the strikeout trend continues. That's 6 in a row. And back to the top is Connor Lesnowski, who flied to right his first time up. Left-handed batter, Targach a left-handed pitcher, and the first pitch, swinging a foul lifted out of play over the third base dugout for strike 1. Only base runner for Schulenburg reached on an error in the first inning. The 0-1 curveball, but that hung up and in for ball. One pitch from Titan. High fastball, and somehow Lesnowski stayed up, laid off of it. And he gets ahead 2-1. Astros and the Angels are 1-1 in the fourth inning in Houston. All right, 2-1. That one comes in a little bit with a fastball, and it's 3-1 count here. All right, 3-1, 2 outs. Up and away, and that's a ball. And that's a walk for Lesnowski. That's the first base runner since the first inning. Is Targac had retired 8 in a row, or make that 7 in a row before that walk. And that's the first one he has yielded. Here's Bryson Schromick. He reached on the error. He's the DH. Stretch and pitch, swinging a ball straight back. I see where Texas is taking the lead on Kentucky, 4-2 in baseball. Not a big lead at first by Lesnowski. Targac makes the 0-1 pitch to the plate. That's a good breaking ball for a strike to Schromick. And it's 0-2. Oh-2 pitch, curveball. Pops, swinging a miss. It popped out of Vincent's mitt. He'll throw down to first to get the out, and that will do it here in the bottom of the third for the Shorthorns. Titan Targac now with 7 strikeouts. That also goes down as a 2-3 putout. In the inning for the Shorthorns, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We have played 3 innings, 5-0. The Bulldogs leading the Shorthorns. More baseball here on KVUK on a Friday night after this.
Get fiber fast internet with multi-gig speeds delivered right to your doorstep. Colorado Valley Communications has expanded its fiber service to the LaGrange, Schulenburg, Fayetteville, Weimar, Ellinger, and Round Top communities. With speeds of up to 5 gigabits, you'll enjoy super fast connections for gaming, streaming, and working from home on all your devices. Elevate your online experience with multi-gig internet service from Colorado Valley Communications, where smart households turn for faster connections. Visit cvctx.com/sign up to check availability.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, the continuum of care retirement communities of Schulenburg Regency stands alone. With Regency Home Health, Regency Nursing Center, College Place Assisted Living, Regency Retirement Villas, Family Fitness and Outpatient Rehab, plus Jefferson Place Assisted Living in LaGrange. To find out more, visit srnctx.com. Family owned and operated, Schulenburg Regency is proud to be a part of this broadcast.
All right, we go to the fourth here in Schulenburg. Starting pitcher Owen Brennick back out there. He's thrown 73 pitches through 3 innings. Trails 5-0, giving up a lot of infield hits tonight. 9 hits. Now a couple of them could have been ruled errors, but till we hear otherwise, we're going to go that way. It'll be Targac, Manzano, and Bowling. Tight with a couple of line drive singles so far tonight. Again, Brennick with 73 pitches through 3 innings as he's ready to go here. Right, the first pitch into Targac, and he lifts a foul ball out of play here off the third base side. Falls behind, 1 strike. All right, Brennick ready, the 0-1. Curveball, that stays up and away for ball, and it's 1-1. All All right, Brennick ready, the 1-1 pitch. Swinging the ball hit in the right, but right at the right fielder, Zane Brennick. Moved a couple of steps, and there's the first out of the inning and the first time that Targos has been retired tonight. Fly ball out to right field. All right, here's Yandel Manzano. He has struck out and grounded to short. Wagner plays well off the line at third. Even with the bag, everybody pretty much goes straight away. And there's a fastball that sails high for ball one. Lemoyne Brennick, who is now sitting on 77 pitches here in the fourth inning. The 1-0. There's a ball hit in the air to left field, pretty well hit toward the foul line. Lesnowski, though, runs it down. Nice running catch out there from Connor Lesnowski. Now, Manzano gave that one a pretty good ride down the left field line, but Lesnowski ran it down for the out. So a couple of fly ball outs here for Flatonia here in the fourth, and here is Trip Bowling, the DH. Ground at the second. Had a base hit in the third inning and scored one of the runs. Bulldogs with 3 in the second, 2 in the third. Brennick like to have a nice, peaceful inning here. He's faced a lot of hitters the last 2 innings, and that one comes in a little low at the fastball for ball. All right, the 1-0 pitch. That fastball is on the inside corner above the belt for a call strike, and it's 1-1. All right, the 1-1. The breaking ball is low and in. Backed off. Bowling off the plate a little bit there. It's 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs, nobody on for Flatonia. Looking for their 8th win amongst the two-ways here in this district. 2-1 pitch. Swinging a foul straight back into the screen. And Bowling now with a 2-2 count. All right, Brennick ready, looks in, the 2-2 to Bowling, swinging a little dribbler off the end of the bat foul. You see another pitch. Henry Vincic waits in the on-deck circle. Outfielder straight away. All right, the 2-2, curveball. Got him, froze him, call strike 3, and the inning is over. Best inning of the night for Brennick. Got the 2, 3, and 4 guys in order here. Four strikeouts now for Brennick. And we're halfway through this one. Bulldogs 5, Shorthorns nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on this Friday night right after this.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
The Flatonia National Bank, a branch of the First National Bank of Shiner, is your hometown bank offering traditional banking that is here to stay. Being a community bank means supporting local schools, churches, and nonprofit organizations so that we can build a better community together. So please join Flatonia National Bank in supporting our local youth at today's game. Please visit Flatonia National Bank in person or online at fnbshiner.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, got a softball score for you. We knew that Flatonia was up on Schulenburg a while ago. They wound up winning that game 16-6. Lady Bulldogs go to 6-4 in the district. They're going to be a playoff team. In fact, they will host Weimar on Monday at 6 o'clock. They moved that game up a day. Regional golf tournament for the girls is next Wednesday and the regional golf, Wednesday and Thursday for the girls. So Weimar's got some girls playing, so they're going to play a day early. The boys' regional tournament for this region is Monday and Tuesday. And Schulenburg's boys will be playing down there in that one. All right, the Horns will send up 3, 4, and 5. Yonda, and Yanashek. Well, we went from deep in the heart of Texas to George Strait here tonight. Jay Shonda will step up the catcher, pop to second base. His only time up so far. Titan Targox has been pretty dominant early on. Has not allowed a hit. Got 7 strikeouts. Struck out the side in the second and third inning. Has walked one. Then the first pitch to Yonda. Swing and a miss. Fastball a little below the belt for strike one. All right, Targot's ready. The 0-1 curveball. That one, Yonda may have got a little piece of it and rolled it back to the screen, and it's 0-2. All right, now time called as Yonda got tired of waiting on Targots there. Titan with 43 pitches to 3 innings, plus the Fudity is thrown here to Jay Shonda. Reed Yonda's next. All right, the 0-2 laid off the high fastball, a sailing fastball for ball one. One-two pitch, swinging a curveball is chopped foul toward the third base coach's box. Coach Barrera will make a one-handed play over there. Again, the outfielders, especially center fielder, shaded over toward right center. That's Kason Perez. A pitch. Fastball just missed the inside corner. Not a bad pitch there. Close one. Maybe a little off the plate. 2-2 to Jay Yonda. Reed Yonda and then Aaron Yanashek. All right, Targosh ready. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got to chase that fastball. They've been going after that one that's a little up and away from them and just haven't made contact with it. Yonda down on strike. That's 8 Ks now for Targosh. And here's Reed Yonda, a strikeout victim, his first time. Closed stance from the right side. Fastball right in there for a strike. All right, the 0-1. There's a ball fouled off. Took a good cut at that one off down the right field side. But Targosh ahead, 2 strikes. Center fielder Kason Perez a little more straight away here with 2 strikes on Yonda. The pitch, swing and a miss. Took a little off, little sinking action on that one, down away from him for strike 3. That's 9 punch-outs for Targac. Here is Aaron Janaszek, strikeout victim his first time. So Targac now has struck out 9 of the last 10 batters, and the one batter was a walk. There's a strike call into Janaszek. The first 3 batters of the game for Schulenburg put the ball in play. A fly ball, an error, and a pop-up. There's a swing and a miss, and after that it's either been all strikeouts and the 1 walk. 2 quick ones here on Janaszek. 0-2, right through there. Carlson just throws him with the fastball, and a very quiet inning again for Titan Targac on the mound. He's just mowing them down now. That's 10 Ks, 3 up and 3 down, and we're through 4 innings. Bulldogs lead this one 5-0. We're going to have a new pitcher for the Shorthorns in the top of the 5th. We'll tell you who that is when we come right back here in 60 seconds.
Willie Joe's Processing is a true full-service butcher shop with daily fresh-cut meat. They offer custom processing that includes deer, beef, and pork. For gift giving, Willie Joe's has gift packs that include jerky, a variety of sausage and dried sausage, plus tenderloins. It's a meat lover's heaven. Willie Joe's Processing, 2218 Krisky Road in High Hill. Their number is 561-8272. Willie Joe's Processing happened to be a part of today's broadcast supporting Schulenburg Athletics.
Holub Real Estate, serving Central Texas and beyond for over 20 years, is a full-service real estate brokerage with offices in New Braunfels, Hallettsville, and Flatonia, specializing in farm and ranch, residential and commercial. Their customer service and sales results will meet or exceed your expectations. Stop by their Flatonia office at 205 West South Main Street to see Bernadine Kiner, or call her at 361-772-5105. For information on their listing and their company, visit holubrealestate.com.
All right, welcome back. The new pitcher for the Shorthorns, the lanky right-hander, Connor Lisnowski, in relief. He was out in left field. He comes in relief for Owen Brennick. As we go to the 5th inning, Brennick will pitch 4 innings tonight. Gave up all 5 runs, 9 hits, struck out 4. And it looks like Brennick has gone from the mound out to left field. Henry Vincic, Judy Manzano, and Nathan Aguilar were started off here, and there's a strike call to Vincic, breaking ball down at the knees for strike 1 from Connor Lisnowski. The 0-1. There's a big chop up the third baseline. Charging is Wagner, and he drops the big bounce, and there'll be no play. Baltimore chop. Well, we've had a lot of these. How do you rule some of these? That'll probably have to be an error. I mean, I just don't know if Vincic would have beat that out if he fields it cleanly. We're going to get our courtesy runner over at first again. It should be Diego Ramirez running for Vincic. And Judy Manzano will come up. So Ramirez gets his lead away as Wisnowski gets ready to go from the stretch and now steps off the back of the rubber. Right, a 5-0 lead for Flatonia. Manzano squares around already before Wisnowski goes into the stretch, and he does try to bunt, and just bunts right through that one for strike. All right, one strike to Manzano. Has the bat over the plate already. Now he takes that one down low, and it's 1-1. And the Bulldogs just trying to play add-on. Dargosh seems to be in control of things on the mound for them. Leopards leading 7-1, continuing to lead Navasota in the fifth. There's a bunt up the first baseline, but it's going to go foul. And that'll send Vincent back to first base and Manzano back to the plate. All right, a ball in, 2 strikes now to Udi Manzano. Runner on, nobody out. Reeves holding the runner at first. Wisnowski ready in the stretch and pitch. There's a ball hit on the ground, a short, and a tricky hop for Reed Yonda. Boy, that came up on him in a hurry. That might have got him in the shoulder or the chest, but just a hard-hit ball that took a really tough hop. And if I'm scoring that one, that's going to be a base hit. That was a tough one there. Yeah, Coach Barrera's going to, I think he was going to go out there and check on Yonda, but Yonda told him to go back. They've had a lot of balls tonight that have been borderline hits and outs. I mean, they just didn't make plays. That was a shot there, though. And the Flatonians hit a lot of balls on the ground tonight. Out here is Nathan Aguilon, who has got a couple of hits, a couple of those infield varieties. All right, 2 on, nobody out. Flatonia trying to extend this 5-0 lead. Reeves close at first, just in case Aguilon he may try to lay one down here. Flatonia's been doing that a little bit tonight. He does square and laid off the high one for ball 1. Ian Reeves, the first baseman, was cheating in before the first pitch. Wagner at third, playing even with the base. Got to stay there to cover there in case there's a potential force play. Right to 1-0, Aguilon squares and takes that one, though, for a strike at the knees. Good pitch there, breaking pitch. All right, 1-1 to Aguilon. He squares again and bunts it on the line, but it's diving for it off the glove of Reeves, and there'll be no play, and the bases are loaded. Well, that's just another play tonight that Schulenburg has been this close to making, and it hasn't gone their way. Reeves charged, lunged after it. The ball was off the ground, and it went right off the heel of his glove, and everybody's safe. And that's just that kind of pretty much is how this has gone in a nutshell tonight for Schulenburg, with all these balls on the ground that have been close to good plays that just haven't gone their way. Goes down as a sacrifice. And that could be ruled a base hit. He dove for it. Bases loaded. Doesn't matter how. Schulenburg doesn't care what the scorebook says. They've got a lot of runners now trying to defend. Blake Kessler has had a couple of hits. And a good fastball swung on and missed late by Kessler. Boy, Wisnowski had a little extra on that one, and it's 1 strike. Orange are playing the corner infielders on the edge of the grass. The middle infielders are playing back. Kessler has driven in a run and scored 1 tonight. No outs. Swinging a ball hit foul outside of third. Pretty good footwork over there by Diego Ramirez, the courtesy runner. All right, a 2-strike count to Kessler. Wisnowski works from the stretch. Bases loaded. Curveball. Just missed a little low. All right, 1-2 to Blake Kessler. Flatonia threatening to bust this game wide open. They lead 5-0 already. They have them loaded here with nobody out. Curveball, that's down again, and it's 2-2. Ramirez, Manzano, and Aguilar the runners. 2-2 coming to Kessler. Swinging a foul out of play. We'll do it again. Corner infielders are on the grass. They'll come home with the ball hit their way for the force. Middle infielders playing back, maybe turning 2 possibly. Going to take something pretty hard, though, to do that. All right, 2-2 pitch. Kessler, strike 3 called. Got that letter high strike, and that's the first out of the inning. First strikeout for Lesnowski. Coach Barrera is coming out to chat with the plate umpire. Batter will be Cullen Kutoc. Not sure what that conversation was about, but now Coach Barber is going across to talk to Coach Bruns, who was coaching third. All right, here is the Cullen Kutoc coming up to the plate. All right, bases loaded. 1 out, still loaded. Kutoc with a walk and a hit. Corner infielders on the edge of the grass, and Kutoc takes a cut of the low fastball and bounces it toward the third base dugout for strike 1. Ramirez, Manzano, and Aguilar on the runners. Ramirez running for Vincent, who reached on an error. Loaded bases, 1 away. Wisnowski ready. Here comes the pitch. That's right. A little bit off the plate. Not a bad pitch there. It looked like that was a little bit wide, and it's 1-1. Number 9 batter in the order for Flatonia. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Takes the high fastball up around the shoulders, and now he's behind 1-2. Yes, Lesnowski got him to chase that high one. All right, Lesnowski ready, the 1-2 pitch. That's low and in for ball, and it's 2-2. Bulldogs batting here in the top of the 5th inning. They've had a lot of base runners tonight. A lot of near misses by Schulenburg defensively. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Big strikeout there. Chased that letter high fastball. So that's 2 strikeouts now back-to-back for Lesnowski. And he'll face the top of the order, Kason Perez. They were loaded with no outs. Now they're loaded with 2 outs. See if Lesnowski can get out of this mess, maybe shifting the momentum a little bit, but you keep it at a 5-run deficit. The pitch, and that ball is hit in the air to the left. Should be an easy play out there for Brennick. And he makes the play, and that's it. The base is loaded with nobody out, and Lesnowski gets 2 strikeouts and a fly ball and got out of that mess without a run scored. No runs on 2 hits. There was an error and 3 left. And again, Connor Lesnowski loaded them up and then got 3 in a row without a run scoring. And that Schulenburg still in the ball game is going to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 5-0 for Flatonia. We'll be back.
Get your propane delivered on time, every time from Tex Propane, headquartered in Schulenburg, plus locations in Bastrop and Moulton. They offer a variety of tank sizes, delivery options, tank monitoring, and easy online bill pay. Tex Propane has spent decades helping residential and business customers solve their propane needs, serving Bastrop, Fayette, Lavaca, and Gonzales counties. Call 800-343-7065 or 743-3351. Family owned and operated since 1965.
J. Barbie Foods has production plants in Welder and Weimar. They offer quality sausage and specialty meat products for retail and food service operations. To learn more, visit their website, jbfoods.com. That's J. Barbie Foods, proudly serving the area since 1959. Family owned and operated by the Janechka family. And J. Barbie Foods is a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Good luck to the Flatonia Bulldogs baseball team in today's game.
All right, we got a new pitcher for the Bulldogs. Titan Targosh night is done and couldn't do much better. 4 innings, no hits, no runs, 10 strikeouts, and a walk. And Blake Kessler is on the pitch now for Flatonia. And you got to remember now that this district has games scheduled next Tuesday and Thursday. So you got to think ahead a little bit. You don't have as many days off in there next week especially. So, and I would assume Targosh is going to, Titan Targosh is going to play center. Kessler was the shortstop. He's on the mound. And let's see who they brought in. Now at shortstop is Cullen Kutach. So Kutach goes to short. And the new third baseman, and I did not see his number. First batter for the Shorthorns, they'll have Wagner, Damel, and Reeves coming up to face Blake Kessler. All right, here's Wagner, struck out swinging his first time, and Blake Kessler on. And the first pitch he throws here, the swing and a miss. They chase that. Boy, the Horns are going after that high fastball tonight. That's strike 1. The 0-1, swinging a line shot into right center. That's going to be a gapper there. Targosh, that's going to roll all the way to the wall. Kason Perez runs it down, and stopping at second base with a ringing double into the gap was Tyson Wagner. So the first batter that faces Blake Kessler comes up with a 2-base hit, and the Horns have their first leadoff runner to reach base tonight. That's going to bring up Cooper Damel with a runner at second and nobody out. That was a well-hit ball there by Wagner. Breaking ball on the corner for a strike to Cooper Damel. Kessler checks the runner at second. There's a ball swung on and foul toward the third base dugout. Damel almost took that one off the dirt. A lot of sink to that pitch and fouled it off. All right, Kessler checks Wagner at second. The stretch and pitch. That's low and outside for ball, and it's 1-2. All right, the 1-2 pitch. Curveball, slow one, and just a little piece of it. Dable got just a piece of it to hang in there. Diego Ramirez is playing third for Schulenburg now. You got to see who he came in for. All right, the 1-2 pitch. Slow curve, that's low. That got him, hit him on the foot, and Damel is on. So hit by pitch, and the Horns have got something working here with nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. First two base runners to reach. And here's Ian Reeves, who struck out looking his first time. Five to nothing. The Bulldogs lead. Schulenburg with their first threat of the night with two base runners, nobody out. And the first pitch swung on and fouled out of play by Reeves for strike one. Wagner at second, Damel at first. Kessler checks the runner behind him. Swing and a miss. Well, a little off speed, maybe a changeup. A lot of sink to that pitch, and it's 0-2. Not a big lead at second by Wagner. The 0-2, swinging a shot in the left field. That's going to be a base hit. And hustling over to get it back into the infield on one hop. Yandel Manzano, but the Horns have them loaded up with nobody out here. Major threat here. They got an opportunity here. That was another well-hit ball. That one by Reeves. And Kessler now in a world of hurt here with the bases loaded. Owen Brennick will be up, the left fielder. Struck out the first time. Corner infielders on the edge of the grass. And that's low. They will come home if necessary with a grounder. The middle infielders will try to turn one up the middle. You're right to 1-0. Going a little wide, and it's 2-0. And Targott lifted after 4 innings tonight, was pretty much unhittable, 10 strikeouts. Right to 2-0. There's a good breaking ball in there for a strike. Above the knees, and it's 2-1. Best chance of the night for the Shorthorns to get back in this ball game. They're down 5, loaded up with no outs. Another curveball, but that breaks well off the plate, stayed high, and it's 3-1. Top of the order, Connor Lesnowski is next. There's a ball, a big chopper up the middle, taken by the shortstop, Kutak, but touched the bag there. The throw to first, not late, but they're not in time, but they get a run home, and it's 5-1. They went for the double play. That's the play they wanted, just a little bit late at first. And Brennick will get a fielder's choice and a run batted in. Reeves forced at second, 6 unassisted. Damel the third, and Tyson Wagner scores the Horns' first run of the night, makes it a 5-1 game. And back to the top of the order for Connor Litsnowski. Runners on the corners. Now Flatonia's going to have a little meeting on the mound for defensive issues purposes. The infield is a little different than it was a while ago. Check, be sure everybody knows they're on the same page. This is not it's the meeting of the defense, but Schulenburg players saw the opportunity to go chat with Coach Barrera here on the third base coach's box. Base umpire trying to break up all the conversations here. So it's a 5-1 game now. Schulenburg's got their top of the order coming up now with runners on the corners. Wisnowski has flied out and walked. Two hits in the inning so far for Schulenburg. There goes a runner from first. The pitch is a strike call. Flatonia throws through, but no movement by the runner from third. They had no chance of getting Brennick. He got a big lead. Luckily, that ball stayed in the infield, but they've got second and third now, Schulenburg does, and a base hit makes this a real interesting ball game. Left-handed hitter here, the 0-1 pitch. Curveball down low, pops away from Vincic, but not enough past him to give a chance for Damo trying to score from third. One. Another one bounces in there. A good block by Vincic, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Base hit here makes it probably a 2-run game. Dominated for 4 innings by Targac. Fastball way high. It's 3-1. Bryson Schromick, the DH, is next. There's a swing and a pop-up. That's going to be out of play, foul. Back behind me here, and now it's a full count. All right, Kessler ready. 3-2. Curveball. Got strike 3 call. Caught him looking. Boy, he went through a 3-2 curveball. Big out for Kessler. 2 outs. And here is Bryson Schwamick, the DH. Reached under there and called out on strikes. All right, Kessler ready to pitch into Schwamick. Another curveball that's stayed up and in, and Schwamick ducked underneath that one for ball 1. All right, Kessler ready. The 1-0 to Schwamick. There's a grounder towards short. Kutaj drops it. Throw to first base. Not in time, and a run scores, and it's 5-2. That's an E6. And the inning stays alive for the Shorthorns. Good hustle by Schromick down the line. No RBI, 5-2 ball game. And it'll bring up Jay Shonda, the catcher. Now we got time called, and what are we going to do here? No, they're checking on the bag at first base. That's what the deal is. All right, Jay Yonder steps up, a pop-up and a strikeout. Kessler trying to get out of further trouble here. There's a fake move to third, and they throw back to first with the runners on the corners. Perfectly legal. Leopards lead 9-1 in the bottom of the sixth over the Rattlers tonight. Pitch in. Fly ball out to center. Targash back a step. Now he's shading over toward left, right center. He's under it and makes the play, and that will do it. But the Horns get back in the ball game here with a solid fifth inning. They scored 2 on 2 hits. There was an error and 2 left. Going to the top of the sixth. New ball game. Flatonia 5, Schulenburg 2. We'll be back with more baseball after this.
Hey everyone, this is Travis Vonashek with Chuck Brown Ford. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, let our family help yours get the one you've always dreamed of. With new inventory arriving daily, our friendly and experienced sales staff will make your next buying experience easy and enjoyable with our pressure-free environment. We offer a wide variety of financing options as well that will save you money. Give us a call at 979-743-4111 or visit us online at chuckbrownford.com. Come on in. The coffee is on us at Chuck Brown Ford, located at 315 East I-10 Frontage Road in Schulenburg, where our reputation is your guarantee.
Thinking of building a new home? Call Don Mikulinka Custom Builder Incorporated at 361-865-9217. No matter what size of home, they're ready to make your home building experience a pleasant one. Contact Don Mikulinka Custom Builder Incorporated, 361-865-9217. Let them help you make your dream home come true. Owners Don and Beverly are proud to support the Flatonia Bulldogs athletic teams and are a sponsor of this broadcast. Good luck in today's baseball game.
Now we go to the sixth inning. Connor Lesnowski back out there, start his second inning. Got out of a bases loaded jam in the top of the fifth. Had him loaded. Flatonia had him loaded with nobody out. Got 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to get out of it, and that kind of changed things a little bit. Shorthorns come up in the bottom of the fifth and got 2 runs. Titan Targach made a pitching change after the fourth inning, and they get 2 runs off of Kessler, and we got a different game now. All right, Targach will lead it off. He's had a couple of hits and a fly ball to right tonight. Pitch is hit on the ground sharply at the first baseman, Reeves. He couldn't quite get the handle on it, and Targach beats it out. Kind of fumbled it a little bit, and that's going to be an E3. Targach hustling down the line. Ground balls have been an adventure tonight. All right, here's Yandel Manzano. Has an 0 for 3 night. Struck out, grounded out, and flied out. Targach at first with nobody out. Well, there's Noski from the stretch. Manzano acts like he's going to, but Targach is running. The throw down is going to be late. It was on the third base side of second, and they kind of short hopped in there to Yonda. Stolen base for Titan Targach. So Flatonia trying to get one of the runs back here now in the sixth inning. They got a runner at second and nobody out. All right, a one-strike count to Yandel Manzano. Wisnowski checks the runner behind him, and here comes the 0-1. There's a swing and a foul, a shot out of play off the first base side, and Wisnowski ahead now, 0-2. Well, for Schulenburg, he needs to put up a 0 here to give Schulenburg a fighting chance with 2 at-bats to go, and now only down by 3 runs. All right, the 0-2 pitch, curveball, swinging and miss. And that's strike 3. And Manzano down on strikes for the second time tonight. 3 strikeouts for Wisnowski. And here is Trip Bowling. Bowling with a ground ball to second, a single, and a strikeout looking. Reed Yana sneaking in behind Targach at second. Wisnowski makes the pitch to the plate. Curveball, swing and a miss. That was a good one there. A lot of bite to that one. And it's 1 strike. Henry Vincic is next. You're right in the middle of the batting order here for the Bulldogs. The 0-1, swinging a dribbler, speared by Wisnowski. He'll kind of halfway run it over the first and underhanded over to Reese for the out. And on the play, Targach goes to third on the bouncer back to the mound. All right, Henry Vincic is single, struck out and reached on an error. Targach at third. Reached on their leadoff error, moved around on a stolen base, and now a ground ball back to the mound. Fastball is up and in for ball. The 1-0. Fastball on the inside part of the plate for a strike right at the belt. Then it's 1-1. The 1-1. Curveball. Down low. Oh, yep, strike call. I thought it looked like a pretty good pitch. The plate umpire just didn't go up. He's calling a strike, but you don't see it with the arm right away. So 1-2 here to Vincic. 2 outs, runner at third. Curveball is chopped foul. Boy, almost dug that one out of the dirt. That one sails up and away. 2-2.
KBUK LaGrange.
Two outs in the inning. Swing and a pop up. That'll get out of play. Wisnowski trying to keep Targach at third base. He's got a 2-2 count here on Henry Vincic. Curveball is shot down the right field line, just foul. Ooh, that would have been trouble there, but just a little wide of the line. Bulldogs batting here in the top of the sixth inning. All right, 2-2, fastball. That's up and in for ball now at the full count. All right, 3-2, fastball hit on the ground towards second. Damo up with it over the first, in time, inning over. And the Bulldogs strand a runner at third. Good job by Lesnowski. Worked around the error to start the inning, and Targot's left at third base. No runs, no hits, an error, and one left. Bottom of the sixth, 5-2. Shorthorns coming up to bat now by 3. We'll have more in a moment.
At Fayetteville Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your friends and neighbors. With personalized service, competitive rates, and local expertise, we're here to help you reach your financial goals. Whether it's a home loan, business support, or everyday banking, we've got you covered. Fayetteville Bank, where relationships matter. Visit us today in Fayetteville, LaGrange, or Schulenburg and experience banking with a personal touch. Trust local, bank local. Fayetteville Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Novak and Company in Schulenburg is ready to help you during the current tax season. They can also assist you with all of your bookkeeping needs. Call Novak and Company at 979-743-3213 to schedule your appointment. Find out how they can help you with your taxes and bookkeeping needs. Novak and Company, they support the youth of the area. They support the Lady Horns and Shorthorns, and wishing them good luck in tonight's game. Novak and Company, 720 Lyons Avenue in Schulenburg.
All right, bottom of the sixth, Blake Kessler back out there for the Bulldogs in his second inning, and he'll face Yonda, Janaszek, and Wagner. Flatonia again with the win tonight, keeps pace with Shiner. They defeated Weimer 5-1, each of them with one loss. Schulenburg also in a fight with the Wildcats for that fourth and final spot. Weimer losing tonight goes to 4-5. I think that's right. If Schulenburg can pull this one out, they would get their record to 5-5. Yeah, that Weimer loss makes them 4-5. Schulenburg is 4-5 right now. All right, in the bottom of the sixth, it'll be Reed Yonda starting it off. Blake Kessler pitching his second inning. Targosh went to first forward and was pretty much unhittable. Fastball is high. Targosh struck out 10 batters over 4 innings, did not give up a hit. Walked 1. Bueno, swing and a miss as Yonda chased a high fastball. He'll be followed by Aaron Janaszek and Tyson Wagner. Kessler gave up a couple of hits in that fifth inning. That pitch misses for ball. Right to 2-1. Oh, that hit him. Yonda takes one in the back, right in the middle of the 4, and there's a runner for Schulenburg to start the sixth inning. That'll bring up Aaron Janaszek. Janaszek has struck out twice tonight, both of those at bats against Targach. Throw to first. Again, Udi Manzano is holding the runner on, but he's not on the bag. He's a couple of steps off, and he basically catches that throw, and he's a left-hander, so he right-hander kind of makes a sweep tag with that left hand with the mitt. Another throw over. Janaszek takes one high. The runner's going. The throw down is off the glove of Kutoc. It's going to be a stolen base. Not a bad throw. I don't know if it had been on time or not, but it was right where you wanted it. And it's a stolen base for Reed Yonda. Good throw, though, by Vincic. So the Shorthorns with a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Janaszek with a 1-ball count. Leopards just beat Navasota 9-2. Grange over the 500 mark for the first time in district play. Now 4-3, a 9-2 win tonight. They'll go to Navasota next week on Tuesday. All right, runner at second. Stretch and pitch. Swinging a little flare out to right center. Targot's coming on. It'll bounce in for a hit. They'll get the ball back into the infield, and it's first and third, and nobody out for Schulenburg. And if you're a Flatonia, this is getting a little dicey. Horns making a comeback bid here. Time call is Kessler doing something on the mound there. I don't know, equipment issue or something with his glove. All right, Horns putting on the pressure on Flatonia here, first and third and no outs. Here's Tyson Wagner, takes one low and away for ball. Wagner has struck out and doubled, was the first batter that Kessler faced in the 5th inning and doubled and scored their first run. The throw to first. Again, that ball's off the glove of Manzano, and here comes Reed Yonda home from third to make it 5-3. That's an error on the pickoff attempt. And the gift run for Schulenburg there. Down to second base goes Janaszek. And the Horns with an opportunity now. They got the tying run at the plate with nobody out. No outs. This game is a long way from being over all of a sudden. 1-0 pitch popped up. That'll be foul out of play. Aaron Janaszek at second base. No outs. The 1-1. Breaking ball low for ball. 2-1 pitch. Ball in the center. Shallow ball. Target's racing in, and he dives, and he can't get it. On the third base goes to Janusek. That'll be a hit. They've got runners on the corners. The Horns have the tying runs on with nobody out. Good effort by Targot. Went for that dive and just couldn't get there. Cooper Damel is hit by a pitch and scored and struck out looking. We're going to get a runner at first base for Wagner. They're going to bring on Nick Good to run. This is a pinch runner at first. Pinch runner at first for Wagner. It's Tyson now with 2 hits now in the last 2 at-bats. All of a sudden, Schulenburg's got 4 hits in the ball game. Had nothing the first 4 innings. And the tying runs are on with nobody out. Damel will step up. You can figure Nick Good is going to be doing something at first. They wouldn't have brought him in with a runner at third. It's definitely a quicker runner than Wagner is. And now Coach Sean Bruins is coming out. And all of a sudden the wheels are starting to turn in this ball game. Fairly dominant in the first 4 innings for Flatonia, with Targas mowing them down with 10 strikeouts through 4 innings, a 5-0 lead. Of course, every time there's a pitching thing going on with the opposing team, the Jeopardy theme song comes on. All right, all the meetings are over. Shorthorns with an opportunity here. Again, down 5. They're down by 2 now with runners on and still nobody out. It's been a tough go for Blake Kessler since he's come into the ball game. Cooper Damel squares around. He takes a pitch. There goes Good on the straight steal to second base. That's what they brought him in for. No throw, though, with the runner at third. Now the tying runs are in scoring position. Longhorns beat Kentucky tonight 6-3. Aggies were winning big over South Carolina. All right, Kessler out of the windup now. 1-0 count to Damel. Curveball, and that almost hit him inside for ball. And it's 2-0. Momentum is shifted to Schulenburg. There's a swing and a foul back. Astros now lead the Angels 11-2 in the 7th inning. All right, the 2-1 pitch to Damel. Swings and hits one on the line to left, but it's right at Manzano, and he fires the ball to the plate on one hop to Vincic. No movement by either runner. Yeah, that was a hard hit ball, but right at Yandel Manzano. Damel hit it really well, but one of those atom outs. That's only the first out of the inning for Schulenburg, and here comes Ian Reeves, who had a hit his last time up, and prior to that took a third call strike. There's a strike call to Reeves. He's the number 8 man in the batting order. Owen Brennick is on deck. Again, the tying runs are at second and third. 0-1. Curveball popped up, shallow right. Coming in to make the play, Zayden Perez. He'll fire it home. No attempt to tag up at third by Janaszek, and now there's 2 outs. That's just not hit deep enough. So Kessler's got the last 2 to face him on balls hit to the outfield, but he still leads by 2. And there's Owen Brennick, who has struck out and hit into a fielder's choice. Horns have scored 1 here to cut it to 2, but they had second and third and no outs. Now there are 2 outs, and they're still at second and third. All right, Kessler ready to pitch into Brennick. Fastball is high. Top of the order, Connor Lesnowski's next. All right, the 1-0 to Brennick. Swinging the ball, shot in the right. That's a base hit. Here comes Janaszek. The throw from Perez, the runner from second, is trying to score, and he does, and the game is tied 5-5. As Good scores right behind Janaszek, and we got a brand new ball game. The Horns have come from 5 down to tie it up. Big 2-out hit by Owen Brennick to right, drives in both runs. That is the 3rd hit of the inning. And back to the top of the order for Connor Lesnowski. Good slid into home and we got an instant dust storm. Luckily, it's not blowing our way. All right, here's a breaking ball for a strike into Connor Lesnowski. Flied out, walked, and struck out looking. Schulenburg, 5 runs now the last 2 innings to tie up the game. Runner at first, and now throw over by Kessler to get Brennick back to the bag. There goes the runner. The pitch is outside. The throw down by Vincic takes a hop, and it's late. Stolen base for Owen Brennick, and now the go-ahead runs at second for Schulenburg. Kessler ready. Curveball, swing and a miss. And Lesnowski out in front of that one a little bit. Falls behind 1-2. Kessler checks the runner at second. The pitch. Fly ball pretty well hit to right. That's going to be trouble. That's way back there. That's going to put the Horns on top all the way to the wall. Lesnowski's coming around second. He's digging for third, and the throw is high, and it overshoots, and the ball went out of play, and Lesnowski's going to score on the error, and they lead 7-5. The Horns have come off the deck down 5, and they have scored 7 here in the last 2 innings. A deep fly ball to right by Lesnowski. Bounces off the wall. Brennick scored easily from second to tie. And Lesnowski was heading to third base with the triple, and the throw from the outfield sailed over Ramirez, went out of play, and he scores on the overthrow, and Schulenburg leads 6-5, or 7-5. That's a 5-run inning. And the Bulldogs were in control 5-0 through 4 innings, and we're going to get another pitching change here. That's going to be a triple for Lesnowski and a run batted in, and he scores on the error. So a pitching change. We'll take a break to kind of catch our breath here. Now Schulenburg 7, Flatonia 5. We'll come back with the new pitcher right after this.
Hello, farmers and ranchers. Jamie Micklick here once again with Flatonia Livestock Commission Company. Flatonia Livestock is located at 1500 Highway 90 East in Flatonia, and our sale is on Monday starting at 11:30. The Ronnie Beck family would like to say thank you so much for your continued support in business. We really do appreciate it. We have holding pens in Ellinger, LaGrange, and Bernardo for your convenience. For all your hauling needs, contact Ron Beck Jr. at 361-772-4806. And we receive livestock 7 days a week. That's right, 7 days a week. Also, go check out our newly revised website at www.flatonialivestock.com or check out our Facebook page. Remember, selling your livestock is our business. Once again, thank you so much, the Ronnie Beck family and Flatonia Livestock.
And Flatonia Livestock Commission Company is a proud sponsor of this broadcast, wishing the Bulldogs the best of luck in the baseball season. And a special recognition to Beck Zimmerman.
All right, the new pitcher, Yandel Manzano, in relief. Blake Kessler, who had a tough night, inning in 2/3. So far, 7 runs allowed. He leads with the bases empty. So that'll close the book on him. 1 2/3 innings, 7 runs, 6 hits, 1 strikeout. Of course, not all the runs earned. There was an error here, a couple of errors in there, but they hit the ball pretty well off of him. But the big blow, the Lusnowski triple to right, got Owen Brennick home with the tying run, and then Lusnowski on that same play scored on the overthrow of third that went out of play. So Yandel Manzano on the pitch. He'll face Bryson Schromick, and all of a sudden Flatonia's got one more at-bat in the top of the 7th, and they're down 2 runs now, 7-5, as the Horns have scored 7 runs here in the last 2 innings. And the Shorthorns hang on to win this one. That'll put Shiner in first place in the district, and it also helps the Horns' chances dramatically for that 4th spot. They would even their record at 5-5. Weimar lost tonight. They're 4-5 if Schulenburg hangs on the win. We have seen basically 2 different ball games. Dominated by Targos over the first 4 innings. He leaves 5-0, and now Schulenburg has scored 7 runs here in the 5th and 6th inning. And they're still batting here with 2 outs and nobody on. And Flatonia now will have to score in the top of the 7th. They have the bottom half of their order coming up. But first you have to deal with Bryson Schromick. So the Horns just kept plugging away. Schromick has reached on an error and struck out and reached on an error again. Yandel Manzano's first pitch, and that bounces in for ball. He's trying to get the last out here in the bottom of the 6th. All right, the 1-0. That ball is hit well into left. That's going to be run down out in left center field. That was another well-hit ball, though, by Schulenburg. But so in the 6th inning for Schulenburg, 5 runs on a total of 4 hits. There were 2 errors and nobody left. And now we're going to the 7th. Got a new leader. Schulenburg 7, Flatonia 5. We'll be back with the top of the 7th after this.
Balcones Minerals has been keeping surfaces dry, clean, and safe since 1961 with high-quality, environmentally safe, absorbent clay products and minerals. They also offer competitive pricing and convenient packaging on orders. They're located at 323 Balcones Lane in Flatonia. Call 361-865-3544 with any questions. And Balcones Minerals is proud to support the Flatonia athletic teams. Good luck to the Flatonia Bulldogs in the baseball season.
When it comes to plumbing, have faith in your plumber. Faith Family Plumbing Company in Schulenburg, your expert home service company. They're loyal, honest, and local. They'll take care of all of your plumbing needs. Eddie and Amy Faith, the owners. Give them a call at 979-716-0534. TXRMP 44066. Faith Family Plumbing Company in Schulenburg, supporting Shorthorn and Lady Horn athletics.
All right, we go to the 7th inning. Shorthorns lead 7-5. Connor Lisnowski back out there on the mound for Schulenburg. He has kind of settled things down from their standpoint on the mound. Came in and had scored thrown two shutout innings. And he is right now in line for the win as they're upset. Schulenburg is up 7-5. He's had some base runners, but he got out of big-time trouble in the 5th, and the first batter he faces here in the top of the 7th is Judy Manzano. Yeah, Lisnowski was on the ropes in the 5th inning. He loaded the bases and then got 3 straight outs without a run scoring after that. And he had runners on in the 6th inning and got out of that problem. There's a bounce at the 3rd. That's taken there by third baseman Travis Wagner, and he throws him out at first, and there's one gone here in the 7th for the Bulldogs. Manzano bounces out. Here's Nathan Aguilar. It's the tale of 2 ball games here. A 2 and a 5 for Schulenburg in the last 2 innings. They're up 7-5. Pitch into Nathan Aguilar is fouled off. Aguilar has had 3 hits tonight, infield hits, a couple of them. Bulldogs have unofficially, I have them for 11 hits. There's been a lot of very close hitter air grounders tonight. Swinging the ball, hit slowly towards second. Damos charging. He's going to have to hurry. Gets it over to first in time, and there's 2 outs. And the Bulldogs are down to their last out, and the Horns are down, need 1 out for a huge comeback tonight after being down 5 runs. All right, Blake Kessler will be up. He has singled twice and struck out looking. Wisnowski in line for the win here. He gets this last out. With right now 2 2/3 shutout innings. And there's a swing and a foul back. Titan Targosh dominated the first 5 innings, struck out. First 4 innings, struck out 10 batters, did not give up a hit, and left leading 5-0. Now it's 7-5 for Schulenburg. Curveball, that's a good one in there for a strike to Kessler, and now the Horns need 1 strike. Flatonia's down to their last strike. All right, Kessler ready, pitch in from Lisnowski, just missed a little low and inside. That was close. Yeah, the Schulenburg coaches thought they had it there on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It'll be a big win for the Horns. They had a tough night in Shiner late last week. Or earlier this week, I guess it was. The 1-2. That misses down low, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cullen Kutas is next. If Kessler can keep this game alive. Basically the tale of 2 ball games tonight. All right, 2-2 to Kessler. Curveball, strike 3 call, ball game over, and the Horns have completed the big comeback. They win it 7-5 after being down 5-0 at the midway point of this ball game tonight as Great job in relief by Connor Lesnowski. 3 shutout innings in relief. 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the 7th. The final. Shorthorns 7, Bulldogs 5. We'll come back with a recap after this.
Get fiber fast internet with multi-gig speeds delivered right to your doorstep. Colorado Valley Communications has expanded its fiber service to the LaGrange, Schulenburg, Fayetteville, Weimar, Ellinger, and Round Top communities. With speeds of up to 5 gigabits, you'll enjoy super fast connections for gaming, streaming, and working from home on all your devices. Elevate your online experience with multi-gig internet service from Colorado Valley Communications, where smart households turn for faster connections. Visit cvctx.com/sign up to check availability.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, the continuum of care retirement communities of Schulenburg Regency stands alone. With Regency Home Health, Regency Nursing Center, College Place Assisted Living, Regency Retirement Villas, Family Fitness and Outpatient Rehab, plus Jefferson Place Assisted Living in LaGrange. To find out more, visit srnctx.com. Family owned and operated, Schulenburg Regency is proud to be a part of this broadcast.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, welcome back. Big win for the Shorthorns tonight, coming from 5 down to score 7 runs in the 5th and 6th inning. And they win this ball game 7-5 and really helps their playoff opportunity. This win evens up their district record at 5-5. And now Shiner has taken over the district lead with this Flatonia loss tonight. They dropped to 7-2, and the Comanches are sitting right now with I think it's an 8-1 record, maybe a 9-1 record, whatever. They've only got the 1 loss. Shoot, Flatonia now with 2 losses. But this was the tale of 2 innings, 2 ball games tonight. Flatonia dominating the first 4 innings behind the arm of Titan Targosh, had a 5-0 lead. Targosh did not allow a hit, struck out 10 batters, and they made a pitching change in the 5th inning, and Schulenburg picked up a couple of runs there, and then they had the big 5-run 6th inning, and they go on to win this game 7-5. The winning pitcher for the Shorthorns coming out of the bullpen will be Connor Lesnowski, threw 3 shutout innings in relief, gave up a couple of hits, and in the first inning he came out there was the 5th. He loaded the bases, erring a couple of hits, and then he got 3 straight outs, and the Bulldogs did not score. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball, and the momentum shifted there with that one. And then in the bottom of the inning, Schulenburg picked up a couple of runs, and then they had the big inning in the 6th, 5 runs. The game-winning, a big 2-run hit by Owen Brennick in that 6th inning. And then Brennick scores on the triple by Lesnowski. With that triple by Lesnowski, Brennick was the tying run. Or rather, let me do that again. Owen Brennick had the big 2-run hit that tied up the ball game at 5-5. And then Brennick scores on the Lesnowski triple. And Lesnowski scored on that same play on an overthrow at third. So that was the 2 deciding runs there. But Brennick base hit tied up the game, and then Lesnowski's triple gave them the go-ahead run and an insurance run on the throwing error, and they win it by a score of 7-5. Lesnowski pitches, again, 3 shutout innings. He'll get the win tonight and a big momentum swing halfway through this game, and the Shorthorns come up with a huge win again tonight, winning 7-5. Titan Targosh pitched the first 4 for Flatonia and pretty much dominated. No hits allowed with 10 strikeouts. And then things changed, but the big momentum switch was in the top of the 5th. Lesnowski came in, pitched that inning, gave up the first 3 batters, reached base. They had him loaded, and he got 3 straight outs after that without Flatonia scoring, and things started to change after that. And the Shorthorns go on to win 7-5. And again, they're now 5-5. Weimar now at 4-5 after they lost to Shiner tonight, 5-1. Shiner now the leader in the district with their win and this Flatonia loss. All right, I want to thank our sponsors tonight. Next week could be an interesting week. We got our plans, or we could have a ball game every night next week, except on Good Friday. If everything works out right, we'll keep you up to date on how that's going to play out. And again, tonight here in Schulenburg, a big come-from-behind win for the Shorthorns, down 5-0. 7 runs for them in the 5th and 6th inning, including the 5 runs in the 6th, and they defeat the Bulldogs tonight by a score of 7-5. Let's thank our sponsors tonight. They included these fine folks: the Flatonia National Bank, Willie Joe's Processing, Hullab Real Estate, Tex Propane, J. Bar B Foods, Chuck Brown Ford, Don Mikulika Custom Builders Incorporated, Fayetteville Bank, the Flatonia Livestock Commission Company, Novak and Company, Balcones Minerals, Faith Family Plumbing, Colorado Valley Communications, and Schulenburg Regency. Thank all those folks for being a part of it. Ball game tonight, about 2 hours and 30 minutes. And thanks to Mike Anders back at our studio. The final score, a big come-from-behind win. The Shorthorns 7, the Bulldogs 5. That'll do it. Everybody have a good weekend tonight from the Sportsplex in Schulenburg.